I think. I'm here. I'm just putting in. I'm putting in the IG. I forgot IG. I don't know why I keep doing it because I think it was just there was that month period where I couldn't use IG, and I kind of forgot all about it. So, but now I know I'm back. I'm back on IG. Welcome everyone to the Wednesday night live show. I want to right off the bat apologize. Our guest won't be able to make it this week. We'll try to get him rescheduled for next week. Hopefully, I think right.
Either next week or the following week because we have another.
Yeah. We'll get that. Again, to anyone out there, I posted it on X, but I would love to get some. I want to hear from the vape shops. I think they're the part of the community that I think has been quiet too long, and I think they've
done a lot.
Yeah, I think they have a lot on their chest that they want to get off, and I think they have. I think the fear is gone. I think in the early times when I tried to get shop owners on, they were afraid that they were going to put a bullseye on themselves, and I get that. That makes sense. They didn't want to put that bullseye on them with the FDA and other anti-tobacco groups, so they kind of stayed away from these types of shows. But I think now we're at a stage where I think they need to come on and share what they're going through. And we talk about it a lot on the show and how hard advocacy is, just for the simple fact that depending on what state, county, city you're in, things are different. Everybody has a different set of rules that they have to follow to keep a vape shop open. And I think a lot of people don't realize what the hoops that a lot of these shop owners have to go through just to keep the doors open, whether it's a flavor ban or a disposable ban or, wires, no RDAs, all this nonsense. And I think it's time that they had a voice and let everybody else know in the community what they're going through every day. It's got to be crazy, right, Tim?
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's hard enough just owning a business. You know what I mean? And then you have all these government interference.
Well, I think the other thing that plays a part, and I actually haven't been in a while, only because I bought this handy little tool. But
bad boy. No, I'm
kidding. No, it's just I was running over to Exhale like all the time, like dropping $40-$50 on disposables.
Yeah,
and I get some of the ire around that, but that was the mode I was in, and I'm like, what, I need to go back to some kind of a fillable device. Anyway, that's not the point I was going to make. What the point I was going to make is that I think another piece of it is when you live in a state like myself, right? Like we don't have a lot of these regulations and taxes and things that a lot of other people are going through, up to and including flavor bans. You walk into the vape shops here, even though there might be fewer of them, but I try to openly talk to them, and try to get their pulse on, like, how is anything being affected? Are you paying attention to legislation? Are you paying attention to the changes that are coming? Are you paying attention to anything that's in the pipeline here in Georgia? What if something comes down federally that could inherently affect you? Like, are you just a worker here and you're just mindlessly selling me shit over a counter, or are you concerned about that? And I would say, of my personal experiences, I've only really hit one guy at Exhale that like was up on stuff,
up on everything,
to know what was going on and understood that changes could happen. Some of these other people in these shops just seem like, like if they lose their job working for the vape shop, they'll go work at the CVS down the street kind of thing. So trying to gauge people's seriousness or their concerns,
Yeah. It must be nice for Michelle to just like walk into a shop and just have flavors and stuff to choose from.
They are there, but there's a lot of disposables and
Right,
very few flavors that aren't relatable to them.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's not like it used to be.
No, it's not. I really, I used to think I hated it, because there was that steeping time, but I still miss like the going into the shop where the flavor was mixed for you right there. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you knew you had to go put it in a dark place and let it steep for 3 or 4 days.
That was a little annoying, to be honest.
I missed it.
We still have those.
Yeah, the mixing houses.
We still have them, and you can. I mean, I've got probably 5 or 6 here within 5 miles that I can get to.
Yeah, it makes you feel like a mad scientist, Tim.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Well, look, I partook in the steeping of my e-liquids for a long period of time. I feel as though like when that was happening, it was around some of the more, if you want to call them that in quotes, like the bathtub e-liquid companies that were out there, because that was the conversations that were going on. When you had a lot of companies where you're like, they were sending you batches of stuff that they had literally just made it and shipped it out to you. Yeah. But then you had the other bigger manufacturers who were able to pre-steep a lot of that stuff for their distribution. And I don't know, in the world of convenience, unless you had a lot of freaking juice that you had the time for it, to get a bottle show up to get you a bottle at your house, and you're like, I gotta do this crap for the next 5 days, dark places.
Hey, every day you gotta go shake it, Tim. Shake it up, put it back in the drawer.
That stuff, and so I believe there's some merit to what we were actually doing. Yeah. But if 6 in one hand, half a dozen of another, I want to be able to get that bottle e-liquid and just fill up the old tank and go.
Yeah. I missed it. I mean, I think like even like 10, it's something that I feel like I shouldn't be missing. I should be like 20 more years down the road where I should, I would say, God, I miss going in there and opening the flavor Bible, and just have 1,500 different friggin' flavor varieties. And just like, what am I going to?
One time that was a root beer, vanilla, caramel. I think it was.
Yeah.
And man, was it good.
See, that's where you get. You're like in there. You're like the mad scientist. What am I gonna mix today? Yeah. Yes, bubblegum doesn't go good with cheesecake, but I'm gonna try it today.
Yeah, I never did a lot of the mixing of the flavors, but I think I've always been a bit of like maybe like a closet skeptic on a lot of things. And I was never really at the end of it all ever truly sold on the fact that by spending all that time steeping that juice that I was getting an exponential experience by vaping that juice 5 days later after all these exercises. And so it's like and I've struggled with that mightily with regular devices all the time. Like people are like, oh my God, the flavor is so good coming off of this RDA, and I'm like, I don't know. It's okay. I mean,
Tim, we've had conversations, Tim, where we've had conversations in the past in the Zamplebox chat that are like, dude, I don't get it. Where's the flavor? Where's the? I don't know.
It's just not there. It's not. I don't know if there's something wrong with my tongue, with my face, with my taste buds. Like I don't. Like,
that was like the first response.
Why am I not? Why am I? Like I feel like you're making it sound like I'm rolling around in a like a fleshy field of like strawberry flavored marshmallows, and it's just you're enveloped in taste and flavor and cloud, and I just it never really hit like that for me.
It was like instantaneously you would write like a post on there like Tim is saying, and you would like, I just don't get the flavor, and then it would be like instant. It'd be like, well, maybe maybe you lost your taste buds. This is how you reset them, and your coils are too high, or their coils are too close to and everyone just became a scientist. It's just like I was waiting for someone to say, maybe you just need to take 120 grit sandpaper and sandpaper your tongue, and that'll reinactivate the flavors.
Anything went back then.
Oh, it was crazy, and everybody that Tim will remember, but one of the RDAs that started a lot of controversy about flavor was the dead rabbit. There was a group of people that just, my God, the flavor, it's intense, it's amazing. And then there was that group like, I don't get it, I don't see it, I don't taste it.
I'll tell you where like things like that. Like I never owned a dead rabbit. I had a buddy here in the neighborhood who bought a dead rabbit, and but I'll tell you where it jumped for me was when I got the Asgard. When I got the Asgard RDA, then I was like, okay, now I kind of get it. Now there's something about this RDA that just makes it just to have that much more of a strong flavor and experience. Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I got two of them.
Yeah, and the craziest part, it wasn't even, the RDAs you had that group, the two that in it, you just had to really be, how you put the coils in, where the cotton, how much cotton to trim, feather it out, all this other stuff. But where it got tricky, and I know I don't know if Michelle was RTAs. If you got one little thing wrong on an RTA, you just got this nasty out. You either got a burnt flavor, you got, just no flavor at all, just air.
Oils had to be sitting just right. Cotton had to be wicked just right. They had to be sitting down in the well just right to wick properly. I mean, it was a bit of a skillful art, and it did matter.
You know what helped though, Tim? Remember the little blue 3D printed things for your you would put
one. I got one.
Yeah, you put your RD and it would get you clip it at the right.
Well, I was watching Grim the other day. He, obviously he's been having more issues with his social media channels, and I was watching a live stream from him where he was dropping some coils into some RDA that he was showing on the show. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna clip them at 6 millimeter," and then he dropped them in, and then he's kind of arguing with himself, like, "Oh, that looks too low. Is that too low?" And he's messing with it, and he's like, "Well, that's got to be where it's got to be. It's gonna be." It's like these are the things that like legislators don't even understand that we are like that goes.
It's every day.
Yeah, it's part of it, and they see it so myopically. But I just thought it was kind of funny because it brought back a lot of memories. Because you buy all these tools to like help you get it right, and even if you use the tool, you don't get it right. And then the arguments over Ohm's law and all this other stuff. It's like
And see, for somebody.
Yeah, go ahead, Michelle. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, for somebody like me who has the high VG, it's so thick that it really, for me, I've never got an RTA to do right for me.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Wick it fast enough, and then I get more dry hits.
Yep.
I don't want to.
Even Tim is saying, with Nick's been doing it a long time, and yet he's still second guessing whether he did it right, and that's just part of the whole process when it comes to vaping. You could be doing it for 15, 16 years, and 6 millimeters looks like this to you, but then this thing says this is 6 millimeters.
But it's also environmental stuff that's going on. Like Michelle's down in Florida where it's a lot hotter, so the viscosity of the juice performs differently than say if you're a little bit more north and it's cooler and the viscosity is thicker, and it's like how much airflow are you going to use? But that's the beauty of it all, is that you can modify it and tweak it and get it to where it's working right for you. So there's a lot of trial and error that goes on there.
It was like packing a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. How many hits? Everybody knew how many hits.
Exactly. Every time. Boom,
three times. And all you needed was a lighter. Tim, how's your week going, buddy?
It's been so full. The last 2 weekends in a row have just been full of activities and events and things to go to and things to go and see. Like, we had Halloween on Friday, so we did all of that. And then on Saturday, we we had something going on. Then Sunday, we ended up over at a friend's house for a little get together. And all. Well, anyway, though, but this week is going to be capped with going to see a more bucket list for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't hate. I was a bit of a metalhead, so I was a little ignorant and tunnel vision. But the wife and I are going to see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar on Thursday.
Oh, great concert. Yeah, great. That's going to be a great concert, Timmy.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
a really good one.
And the perfect concert to take a wife for a date. The perfect concert. Bryan Adams, give me a break, dude. Come on.
There's no crying at concerts, though. We're not.
Hey, if she doesn't re-fall in love with you during a Bryan Adams concert, dude, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm excited to see Pat Benatar too, because I grew up, as a youngster, really digging a lot of her music. And she was sort of, it's funny, Don, that you even said that. Like, I'll tell a little silly story that won't take away from the show too much. But my brother and I, when we were really little, like many younger kids in my era, we used to like goof around and make our own radio shows and stuff. We had like a classic little tape recorder, and you hit play and record, and you would record like a little bit, and then you would play some music, and kind of like they did on the radio. And so one day my brother and I were doing a radio show on tape, and so we had a bunch of 45s that we had collected over the years from Mayfairs and contests, and my grandfather, and we bought 45s back then. Well, the song that was going to play, and I don't remember which of her songs was part of the radio show, but it was a Pat Benatar song. And my brother's 4 years younger than me, and so it was his turn to do like the segue DJ piece. We're like, okay, and the next song, that kind of shit.
Yeah, nice.
And so he didn't know how to pronounce Pat Benatar, Don. So when it was his turn to say it, he's like, and the next song is Fire and Ice by Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, Mom got to your head a little too early. He was pronouncing shit like it was spelled. So Pat Benatar will always go down in his Benatar will always go down in history. So y'all can start using that and piss your friends off when they bring it up. Go, oh yeah, I really like Pat Benatar growing up. Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar.
Michelle, how is your week going?
It's going good. It's going pretty good. Had a lot of things that kind of hit me all of a sudden, but I'm making through it. And I've got somebody coming to visit me for the weekend. So
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. And I've been busy week for me doing the same stuff. I was trying to get stuff done in the front and backyard before it rained, but too late. It rained like crazy today, so screw it. Let it grow for another winter, week. Spring, and then I'll hit it on the summer sometime there. Timmy, you know what time it is.
I do know what time it is, and it's that wonderful time of the week that happens every time this week at the same time. Well,
not technically the same time.
It's a cyclical event that never gets old. And as a matter of fact, the reason why the wife and I are so excited to be going to see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar on Thursdays because Pat came out with a new song. They're going to play it on the radio. I think it's releasing tomorrow, and it's called "Hey Everybody, Welcome to this week's edition of the Pat Benatar Show." Yeah. Let's go to the top of the list. Let's see who joined us. I am going to have one augmentation in one of the nicknames because I don't know. I had a bit of a gaming flashback, so when we get to that person, we'll find out. But the first person out of the gate. Is Robert, not on a billboard, lawyer in the house?
Yeah,
here, Robert. Good to see you, Robert. How are you, brother? I know. Hold on. I know we got other people in here because I saw people chit chat. We got Jeff. Danny boy in the house. Good to see you, Jeff. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you. And now it brings us to our one nickname augmentation. So now that whenever I see Peggy pop up on the show, I know I've kind of like lazily said, Peggy at insert any other company here, Vape Cat. But when I saw Vape Cats, it reminded me of Mad Cats. So if people are gamers or ever went to GameStop in their life, growing up, there was this company that made like accessories for console systems. So now Peggy is no longer Peggy at insert any company here. She is Peggy, not a controller at Vape Cats, because they made game controllers. I should say Peggy, not a game controller at Vape Cats. Vape Cats, Mad Cats, I don't know, easy to confuse. I don't know. I needed a new nickname because she already has a company name at the end. Like, we don't need her to have two company names.
No.
Now she could be Peggy Mad Cats Vape Cats. We could go that route. That's kind of rawr.
That's a tongue twister too. A little bit of a tongue twister, Timmy.
Makes it very wild, very primal, very cheetah versus leopard kind of stuff going on. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. A Mad Cat and a Vape Cat. You can have both in this world. Both work. And then we got Don, the Scirocco Ayako in the house. Good to see you, Don. Welcome back to the show. Who else we got in here? Hold on, I'm scanning. I saw there was a couple of. Oh, we got Janine. Oh, wait, I forgot. It was about something about a dress.
Remember? Yeah, it was Janine.
Janine, not a blue dress Timmons, or Janine in a blue dress Timmons.
Yeah, something like that.
Janine, remind us of what the dress thing was.
Yeah,
it's been.
I have to go back a few episodes.
No, exactly. So she'll remind us. She'll remember the story. It was her story anyway. That's where I got the name from. Who else we got in here? Hold on, I'm still looking. You
got Eric Estrada's brothers here.
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
Anthony.
Oh, I knew I saw somebody say Anthony in here. So Anthony Ponch Estrada in the house. Anyway, with that, I think that's it. Tight dress. That's it. Janine tight dress.
Yeah, tight dress. That was it.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Now, thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. You know what? Yep. There you go. The Anthony Chips Estrada is in the house. No, but it's like I do flake out every now and again. There was a period in my life where I did burn up a bunch of my brain cells. So they sometimes
we all did.
As much as I try to hold on to all those dendrites and things like that.
If we could only have those brain cells back, Danny.
So Janine says her new nickname is Janine Too Tight Dress.
Too tight.
Too tight.
It's the holiday season. We just had Halloween. So don't they have their don't they have Thanksgiving at a different time than we do too as well there, right? Isn't it? Ooh.
In Canada.
Oh, I do. I believe they have a Canadian.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they have.
I don't know when it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a different. It's not November. I know that it's not the same time as ours. I think it's
Janine.
She said
Janine knows. Janine, when is Thanksgiving? And I don't know if you even call it Thanksgiving there, but.
I think they do. I think
they have Thanksgiving, but it's not in November like ours. It's a different time. We had October. There you go. October. Yeah. I knew it was at a different time because I see all the pictures on Facebook of all my friends from Canada, and I'm like, God damn it! Now I want turkey, man.
We have Thanksgiving here at the condos on the 1st of November because there's so many people.
You get it out of the way early.
Yeah,
well, we have people that leave, and we have people that come back, and we have
the snowbirds.
Family comes in, and so we just do it really early, and then most of us are still here. You know.
Hey Tim, look who just came in.
Mallory, do it your damn self, Gates. Where you
do it your damn self.
I know Mallory's around because every time my computer reboots, the first thing that opens up is Discord, and it says she's online. Eternally. Yeah. She's online 24 hours a day. Her light is always green. So I know she's around. She's always around.
Yeah. Timmy, in the private chat, I have the first one I think listed there. It is it's the sad news coming out of Denver. It's the sad news coming out of Denver.
All right, hold on. Oh, it's all the way at the bottom. I don't see anything in the private chat, Mr.
Oh, hold on. It should be in there. Hold on. Let me redo it. Let me redo it, man.
I see that there are 3 people in the studio chat, which would equal the 3 of us, but I don't
yeah.
I don't see a link at all.
Okay, I do it again. I do it. Denver. Oh, dude, John, you're an idiot. So the tab's already open.
Do it
John.
right, Johnny.
The tab's already open, and I'm looking for the tab in my tabs. Copy.
I feel like I'm listening to my parents' house whenever that phone rings. Too many nightmares.
Oh man, who's calling me? Turlock. Why is Turlock calling me? All right, hold on. I know they want me to come in early, and that can't happen. Hold on. Oh, all right. I'm going to mute you guys. Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
I'm still waiting for the link.
The link is up. The link's up.
Oh, there it is. Okay, we got it. All right. Well, then we can move on while John is sidelined. We can go ahead and get this kicked off. All right. So let's go here. Let's go there. And let's go this way. And we'll click that button. And 14 clicks later, everybody should see this wonderful advertisement for the MVP 60K unmatched performance, more power, more control device available at all of your local online retailers and vape shops nationwide. And if you have to get it illegally because you want to stick it to the man, do it. I say do it.
There's always a guy. There's always some guy on the corner of some street wearing a trench coat that has, flavors and devices.
And there's going to be more. Yeah.
Well, you'll know who he is because he's going to be graffitied in multiple colors.
And he's going to smell good. He's going to smell like a fruit stand.
He's going to have the big number 60, a big number 60 on his hat, on his flat bill. So anyway, everybody pick you up a MVP 60K today.
Yes.
All right. So the title of the article from our wonderful friend Jim McDonald, Denver voters support flavored vape and tobacco ban. Get that one. So they like to separate it. He's separated it here, flavored vape and tobaccos.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, Denver voters overwhelmingly, folks, supported maintaining a ban on flavored vapes and tobacco products as a midnight referendum 310 was passing with over 71% of the vote. The city will begin to enforce the flavor ban as soon as the election results are final and certified. The ban was passed last December by the Denver City Council and signed into law soon after by Mayor Mike Johnston. It prohibits the sale of flavored vapes and nicotine pouches along with menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars and smokeless tobacco. So it's basically like a flat out blanket ban on all that stuff. Following a signature gathering campaign by a group of vaping and retail industry interests, Referendum 310 was placed on the city's 2025 November ballot. The ballot question asked, shall the voters of the city and county of Denver retain ordinance number 24/1765 entitled A Bill for an Ordinance Amending Chapter... Why do they have to be so long? A bill for an ordinance amending chapters 24 and 34 of the Denver Revised Municipal Code regarding the sale of tobacco products and including flavored tobacco products, which prohibits the sale of flavored tobacco products by retail tobacco stores. Now, maybe we could have a discussion about this because you're literally banning everything. So it's not like there's one thing on the shelf that you can be pissed off that you can't get the other thing. So you definitely can't get whatever you want in Denver. That's the bottom line. Yep. Go ahead, John. You were going to say so.
Oh, no. I mean, I was going to go back up to the top of the article, but I kind of are you surprised by that 71%? I mean, it seems like a Bloomberg money and anti-tobacco, whether it's, tobacco-free kids, it looks like it definitely looks like they're getting their message across to the general population. Well, that's scary.
I mean, am I happy about any of this? No. I mean, that's the first.
It's just a scary number, 71%.
Well, I don't know. I think you kind of have to look at the demographic of Denver in general terms. Now, I also agree with what Don is basically saying. He's like, but weed is fine. What the hell?
Weed is fine.
So there is some contradictory hypocrisy going on in that regard, especially if if it's combustible flower and stuff of that nature. And then there, the risks of other things leaking into the black market. But what I would say is
Rockstar.
And if I had to compare it to something like, if you take some, and dare I use the term, like some liberal areas of California, like say Berkeley or some of the northern towns, where they might have that purview that, they want a healthy community. They don't want people it shouldn't matter whether you're a kid or an adult. If we get the shit out of our communities, we'll have a healthier community. Denver might be that type of demographic where, the population is looking at it like, just get rid of it all. And then, it's not going to work because there's always going to be black market. And this is only Denver. This is not the entire state of Colorado. So people will find a way to get stuff in. And then
Denver's the largest metropolitan city in Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering, does that mean that they're going to be scrutinizing mail coming in as well? Like, can you procure and purchase things online? Because it just says it prevents the sale of any of this stuff, and that would seem more localized to me. But it's not saying anything yet. At least I haven't read anything.
I'm sure there'll be an amendment to it shortly when they realize that everyone's still getting it through the mail, just like California did.
Right. So then we have to consider, if you can't sell it within the city limits, what's the penalty to people who possess it? Are they not going after that? Maybe they'll mention some of that, but so far nothing. Only that you just it bans the sale of it. Okay. 5 million Bloomberg dollars. Of course, the election result was heavily influenced by 5 million in contributions from billionaire anti-vaping advocate Michael Bloomberg to the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids front group running the Pro 310 campaign. According to Denverite, the group Denver Kids versus Big Tobacco raised $5.8 million in total.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the opposition campaign raised less than $700,000, including $172,000 from vape industry group the Rocky Mountain Smoke-Free Alliance and two $75,000 contributions from tobacco companies Altria Group and Philip Morris International, PMI. The referendum result was even more lopsided than the vote in a similar effort to stop California's flavored vape tobacco ban in 2022. The anti-flavor campaign in that election was also fueled primarily by Bloomberg money. So we're at the bottom here. They still haven't said anything about what the total enforcement involves. It just the ban was engineered by an AstroTurf group created by TFK's lobbying arm of the Tobacco Free Kids Action Fund. We call the flavors Hook Kids Denver Coalition AstroTurf because it is the opposite of a true grassroots campaign, which is led by local citizens concerned over a real issue. It was not Denverites worried about flavored vapes that launched the campaign to ban them, but rather paid professional activists from Washington, D.C. based TFK executing a prefabricated flavor ban template developed with funding from Bloomberg Philanthropies and used previously in many other locations. In 2019, Bloomberg gave TFK a $160 million grant designated to promote flavored vape bans. Before that, no state had banned flavors, but within a few months, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island prohibited flavored vapes. 6 U.S. states, the District of Columbia, and many cities, including several in Colorado, have passed flavored vape bans.
I mean, you see that number, $160 million. $160 million. How do you, for me, and I go back to was it 6-7 years ago when we were trying to fund money into I forget what we were doing at that time, but we
lawyers.
Yeah. And I hate to say his name, but Rip Trippers had to give stuff away to get people to to donate money to this cause, and I was just kind of like, I'm blown away. I mean, $160 million compared to whatever our industry or community could even put together. Even if we tried for 10 years, I don't think we would come close to $160 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's very difficult to fight the money war when it's hard to generate the money. But you would think that when you hear about stuff like this, like big vape companies, would jump in on the cause and be like, no, we need to preserve our products in that locale. Let's throw some money at it. I mean, they're making money selling their stuff, so
yeah. Well, yeah, I remember Zamplebox stepped up, and I think they donate like $50,000 to that cause to try to get some other people in the industry to drop some money in there. But I don't think that thing hit 60,000 or 70,000. I can't remember exactly where it hit.
Sorry.
Hey, hockey!
All right, I didn't really. I thought it only shared that screen.
Hey, it's hockey season.
I wasn't looking at anything else.
We know you're a big hockey fan. We know you are.
They haven't played in a few nights, so
yeah.
I've got to keep up with the scores.
Are you the hockey fan that throws things at a TV? Or you
not at all. No, you know what? It's weird. I have a very eerie calm about the game of hockey because hockey can change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
You can be down 5-0 going into the third period with like 8 minutes left, and a game can turn around like that. So I don't know. It sucks when your team loses, but I think there's some solace in knowing that they play like 84 games, regulation games a season. It's not like your NFL team, like, with their, 2-6 going into the back half of the season, their season's probably over.
Yeah. That's the same. I'm the same way when it comes to baseball. It's just like, dude, there's 162 games, John. Relax, dude. Game 7 of the season isn't going to jeopardize the whole season. Relax. But then again, the greatest invention of all time for sports fans, I know it's not vape related, but it was the styrofoam brick, the thing that was shaped and colored like a brick. And it was made out of styrofoam. So it gave you that feeling that you were throwing something at the TV and you weren't going to break your $6,000 TV, Tim, there should be another article in there, but you probably don't see it, right?
Not yet.
All right, let me see if
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting. What a lot of people aren't seeing right now is that I lived the high life on this podcast because I upgraded my computer chair.
Yeah.
So I went with a Secret Labs chair, right? So those are like probably way more expensive than they need to be.
Right.
And I didn't do a lot of like overall upgrades to the general chair itself. I bought the House of Targaryen, not Lord of the Rings, but the other famous medieval show that was on TV.
Game of Thrones.
And but I added the footrest attachment thing that goes on the bottom, so it's like a retractable kind of.
Tim's gonna fall asleep on the show. Is what he's saying.
No, but it's cool. So like, so, and it kind of comes out, and you can adjust it to where you're comfortable. So like, I'm like, you think I'm just sitting like straight up like you do in an office chair all day, but when in fact my legs are in a very comfortable position. Yeah. I feel like I'm floating on a cloud. Oh, cool. Yeah. So Janine, we don't have a professional team here in the Atlanta area. Yeah. We have the Atlanta Gladiators, and they're an ECHL team, ECHL team in a league with other ECHL teams, and they are like single A ball for like the farm leagues, right? They're like the guys only make like $500 a game to play, but anyway, yeah. But it's cool. It's cool to go watch those guys play too, because they all have dreams. They want to be NHL hockey players. All right, here's the other article. Okay.
She had to hug me, but she wanted to make sure she was allowed in front of the camera.
Tell her hi for us.
Everybody says hi.
Hugs are hello.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Right.
It should be in there. I think it's the article. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to go through all the rigmarole again.
You know what it is, Tim? Is I put they're in there. I see them, but I think it was because the show hasn't started that they don't show up. So I have to re-put them in. Yeah. Now I know. So I won't put the links in until the show starts.
I have one question. What the hell is that thing? They were advertising.
What was it? It is the mirror. It is the mirror. It's the tabloid.
It was a naked candle. I was like, what?
Yeah, it didn't have a head. It had a flame. And
Maybe it'll. I don't know. Something tells me we're not going to get lucky enough for it to come back. But if you notice, everyone, as the article scrolls, as we start to read the article, whatever was advertised here stays with us. So if the naked candles come back, we can rejoice and try to figure out exactly what that was.
It is the mirror, so it is the version of the Inquirer here in the Americas or whatever.
All I know is now that we have all seen the naked candle on our screens, your Facebook feed will be flooded with naked candles for the next 2.5 days because it's all in the algorithm now. All right, so from the mirror. Every time I say the word mirror, I think of the movie Tarzan, Legend of Greystoke. When the researcher guy, the short, kind of fat, stubby guy, kind of goes to find him in the wild, and he's trying to teach him English, and he's got the little mirror and the straight razor, and he's like, John, mirror, razor, mirror, razor. Anyway, but anybody ever saw that movie would know what I'm talking about. At any rate, vaping overtakes smoking in Britain for the first time after generational shift. So wait a minute. Am I confused here? I thought that vaping was like a massive phenomenon in Great Britain. Yeah. I didn't realize that smoking was still more prevalent than vaping. So this is news to me. More people are now vaping than smoking in Britain for the first time. That was an easy sentence.
Yeah.
The Office for National Statistics found the number of over 16s using e-cigarettes daily or occasionally was 5.4 million, overtaking tobacco smokers at 4.9 million. The biggest fall in smoking was among young adults, with 8.1% smoking in 2024, down from 25.7 in 2011. So big drop there.
Yeah.
That's good. But they've kind of been on the campaign to shut down the disposables and stuff like that. Yeah. Hazel Cheeseman, I bet you she got a couple ribbons for that one growing up. Chief executive of anti-smoking charity ASH said, "It is a significant moment that for the first time more adults consume nicotine through vapes than tobacco. The growth in vaping has almost certainly contributed to the fall in smoking and is therefore to be welcomed." Are you listening, U.S. senators and legislators?
Yeah.
Still no naked candles. I'm kind of disappointed.
He's waiting for them to pop back up. He wants to order them. This one.
All progressive commercials for the last 20 minutes.
Hey, Michelle, he's going to order a case. He's going to order a case.
You got to see the book I had in my hand today. Whoa.
Ironically, I don't even think that was what the advertisement was for. That was what they were trying to represent something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
However, the concerns about non-smokers and young people taking up vaping remain. Despite the generational shift towards vaping, there was a slight fall in men using e-cigarettes in the last year from 11% in 2023 down to 10.1% in 2024. But what does that mean? Does that mean they went back to smoking or they just quit?
They just quit. Yeah. They don't give you that number.
Yeah, they don't really explain why there was a dip. Anyway, unless it's that vapes cost more than cigarettes or something like that. Mm-hmm. However, more women were vaping at 10% in 2024, up from the 8.5% the previous year. As I shift through all the data suggests the government crackdown on brightly colored, sweet flavored disposable e-cigarettes targeted at children is working. Okay, so I don't get it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't either when I read it.
Well, but they're still picking up vaping. So what? So if you're targeted at removing the other stuff, what are they? What do they get? Don't they get regular flavored e-liquids? I know they got TPD. I know they got the flavor shot thing going on. And then they have to buy like the nicotine separate from the e-liquid and all that good stuff. Increases in younger people vaping appear to have stalled. The 16 to 24 age group saw a fall in daily vaping from 6.9 to 6.1. Those aged 35 to 49 saw the largest increase from 6.8 in 2023 to 9.5 in 2024. And the ONS reported that most vapors are current or ex-smokers. Well, good, because that's what it's intended for anyway. It's not pastime. Miss Cheeseman, not married, Miss Cheeseman added, the fall in smoking rates in the UK is an achievement at a time when European trends in smoking have stagnated. We have sustained progress because of a long-term commitment to comprehensive tobacco control, including support to help people quit. I tell you, there it is at the bottom. Chair yoga.
Can you blow that up, John?
It's a little bit smaller, but we're gonna get to that when it's all said and done. Like I feel like these are excellent examples for other places in the world. I mean, that if you go about it in a proper format, not prescription models and not bans, that you probably would find some success rates here. However, behind the statistic of 5 million people still smoking are individuals trapped in a cycle of addiction that will likely take their lives. The cost of this is felt across the economy and places a significant burden on our NHS. I don't want to click on it because I don't know where it's going to take us. But there it was, as you can see. It's obviously for a workout program for seniors,
right?
For yoga while you can sit. So anyway, we've dispelled any. But
I couldn't resist. Sorry. Yeah. It cracked me up.
And are they implying that all seniors look like this? Like everybody has that body. It's a little unfair. I beg to differ, and I'm offended because I fall into the 45 to.
You fall into the hole here.
You fall into that, yeah.
They don't have there's a 55 to 60 group. So apparently,
you're right there.
I'm slightly overweight, on the edge of obesity. Smoking remains the leading cause of preventable death in the UK, responsible for over 70,000 deaths every year. The use of e-cigarettes daily or occasionally remained highest among 16 to 24-year-olds in 2024 at 13%, but this is down from 15.8 in 2023. Those using e-cigarettes daily were most likely to be in the 25 to 34 and 35 to 49 age groups, both of which saw an increase from 2023 to 9.3 and 9.5 respectively in 2024. The nice canned image of the jewel. The percentage of people smoking has reached a historic low across the UK at 10.6% over 18.
18. Yeah.
Yes, this is down 0. Now, do they have what? Are you legal in the UK at 18?
I guess, yeah. I think
so.
you can.
They don't have a T21. This is down 0.5 percentage points from last year's data. Smoking rates at the different UK nations was 10.4 in England, 11.4 in Wales, 12% in Scotland, and 10.5 in Northern Ireland. John Britton, convenient name to have, emeritus professor of epidemiology at the University of Nottingham, said these figures vindicate UK tobacco policy over the past 15 years, with the transition to vaping leading to unprecedented reductions in smoking prevalence, especially among young people. This process will prevent millions of premature deaths in the coming decades.
It will.
The estimates comparing vaping and smoking are from the ONS Opinion and Lifestyle Survey and relate to Great Britain. The official rates for smoking in the UK come from its annual population survey. Hi, we don't know who you are, but that's the end of the article. Yep. So yeah, so good news. It seems like solid vaping policies and efforts to move people from smoking to vaping are working. That's kind of what we're trying to do here.
Hey, yeah, go figure.
But it's going that way anyway, because word of mouth and seeing your friends get better and, you know, all that, it's all working. It's all going to work for us. We're just not giving away stuff like they did in the UK to help, you know.
Steve, I do it naked, don't you?
Steve, I didn't say hello to Steve. Steve Emoji King Tottenham's in the house, and he wants to know, inquiring minds want to know, including Steve, how did they know we do yoga naked?
Yeah.
Well,
doesn't everyone do yoga
with
naked?
Sheep? Yeah, I do it with sheeps. Yeah, naked with goats running around.
Okay, what those round circles are? What's that game that you play on the ground? You know, and
God damn it! What's the name of that game? They had the green, the red, and yellow dots.
And you
Twister.
Yeah, it's kind of like Twister. That's all it is, Steve.
Twister's not a good game for seniors unless you've done some yoga.
Well, you know, if you put chairs around and you can only put your feet in and your arms in, then you can't get all twisted up too bad. So.
That's true. Yeah, that was a fun game that morphed and augmented over the years.
Yeah. In the 70s, that game got a little twisted. You know, adults started using it a little different way. Wait, the kids are gone. Get the twister out.
Very, very, very true. But yeah, that's good news out of the UK. I think we all still kind of sit around and feel a little jealous of the UK, the information that they put out. You know, to see positive, the positive embracing of vaping as a form of tobacco harm reduction, and it sort of kind of, it doesn't make me mad. It gives me hope that eventually other eyes will be open
to the numbers. Pay attention to the numbers. It's simple. I mean, look at the success rate they're having. You're having smoking decrease every year since the induction of their policy on vaping there. So, you know, those numbers don't lie. You know, they don't lie. So,
well, right, but I think where the proof in the pudding will be to see what if the annual rate of death starts to drop. Right, they're saying 70,000 every year. In the next 2, 3, 4 years, are we going to see that number start dropping from 70 to 65 to 50? Like whatever the trajectory happens to be,
right?
That's got to stand for something in the eyes of proof, right?
Yeah. Charles Gardner had an excellent post. I can't remember his numbers right now, but it was like a week ago, and he put a post out there, and I think it had a graph on it. But it talked about the difference in the death rate here. And I believe it was Charles Gardner's post that I'm thinking of. But it was excellent because it did talk about the reduction of death from cigarettes because of vape. It was a good post.
Yeah, well, but I mean, that's I mean, if people who are against vaping like to utilize numbers to their advantage to try to prove their point, even though they twist them quite readily in their favor to make statistics look very poor. As for vapors, there's got to be medical numbers that can. So, like, if you start seeing 480,000 people see that number kind of starting to drop over the years, if vaping was allowed to be out there, then there would be a lot to be said, because those numbers could be backed up with studies like, how did you quit? Why are those numbers decreasing? And it's because more people are vaping or whatever.
All right, here it is. I had to look that up. It will be illegal for anyone currently aged 15 and under to buy cigarettes in the UK.
Okay.
So they're a little bit more open to tobacco at 16. Well, we had similar shit going on.
Yeah, we did. We did
for a long time.
It's just surprising that number is so low, being there. You go back to in the 60s when they're the ones that were pushing the United States to realize that cigarettes were causing cancer. They're the ones that told us, and we laughed in their faces. We're like, your studies are all wrong, blah, blah, blah. We know why or what was going on. They were protecting big tobacco in the United States, but for them to put that information that far back in the 60s, letting us know that, hey, this product is causing cancer, it's going to kill millions of people, but yet their smoking age is 15 and older. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's funny because when I was in Italy, and the little bar, it's a bar. There was only one bar there in my mom's town, and they had soda there too, and other drinks for the kids. But it was a bar. You were walking into a bar with your kid, and I got up there and I got a beer. And he was ready to give my son a beer. And at that time, I think Frankie was 12 or 13. I'm like, no, Pepsi, man. He ain't getting no damn beer. You're like, oh, he can drink here. I'm like, no, he's good. Give me Pepsi. He doesn't need a beer. Not at 12. Yeah.
Even though we all got to try it. But
yeah, I know. But I don't, our dads weren't taking us to a bar, Tim, at 12 and going, get whatever you want, son.
No.
I'll have a strawberry daiquiri. Yeah.
My mom and dad used to, and they're going to, anyway, I'll tell the story anyway. They would buy us those little drinks, the little mixed drinks in the cans. You remember those in the 70s?
Yeah.
And they'd give us each one, or they'd buy us 2 or 3 for a week-long vacation and kick us out of the hotel room with our drinks and say, have at it, kids. Just don't come back.
Yeah. We did that show on Monday about the just the different pop cultures and the between the different generations, and it got me to kind of do the same thing you just did. I started like flashing back to like all the shit that I got away with, and I'm like thinking to myself, wow, man, I had a pretty good childhood. I started thinking, I was like, I had got responsibilities. I was allowed to go out and do things, and we had rules, right? I mean, we had to be home by 5 o'clock to sit down for dinner, but after dinner was done, they didn't want to see us. Yeah. They were like, go to the park, go play out in the street, go ride your bike, go do something, man. And it's just weird when I was doing that and just kind of listening to where Gen Z is and the rest of the generations. I think millennials were the last ones to really have that sense of freedom, to be able to go and because they were being raised by Gen X parents whose philosophy basically was whatever. That Gen X, that's Gen X word, is whatever. So it's just like, I think they're the last generation that kind of grew up just in the introduction of technology, whether it's cell phones and computers, but still were that generation that still wanted to go outside and play, and still would put down the paddles down, if they were playing Xbox or Nintendo, because a buddy came over and said, let's go ride our bikes to the park and play football, But this generation, no, they wouldn't. They're like, oh, just sit down, man. I'm almost done. And that's 3.5 hours later, you're still playing the same game.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that I know that they see these numbers, and I know that when our people in our advocacy community go and try to share these numbers with legislation here, whether it's a senator, a congressman, a city councilman, or mayor, a governor, they blow it off. They blow it off like misinformation, fake news, and it's just like, well, wait a minute here. And look what's going on in the UK. Look at the success rate they're having with people not buying cigarettes anymore and trying a different alternative to try and quit. And you would hope that someday that, they would realize, and I think Tim's right. I think it's going to happen later on down the road when we start seeing people getting into their 60s and 70s and a lot healthier than the 60s and 70s were 20 years ago, So
I think there will be enough people,
right,
that will continue to vape and obtain it any way that they possibly can. Hopefully, not the dangerous stuff that makes it up through the black market, but if those people, including ourselves, continue to use vaping products and then continue to slowly convert other people and convince them to move to that, I think once you start seeing a drop in the overall number of annual deaths per year, and you attribute that to a particular cause, like, switching to vaping, they can't deny that number.
No. And hopefully that'll be the time. Hopefully we don't have to wait that long, here in the United States. Cause I'm 57. If I have to wait 20 years to be able to walk into an actual store here in California and get some flavored vapes, it's a long not that I'm not able to get it, but I'm just saying, it'd be nice not to feel, and I hate using this word for us, but I hate feeling like a criminal because I'm buying something that is now illegal, which I feel is really stupid. Well, because I can walk in and go, hey, you know what? Give me 6 of those Jack Daniels bottles. Give me 2 bottles of vodka. Give me 6 bottles of that Crown. And nobody's going to blink an eye. Nobody's going to say, hey, maybe this guy's got a problem.
Yeah. And most of the time, they won't even ID them.
No.
I mean, if you've got, gray on your head.
Yeah, I'm a little gray for ID. Yeah. I'll get Grandpa. I'll get this. And anytime that I've bought that much alcohol at one time, I always get a little party at your house, huh? Yeah. Party of one, you little bastard. Give me my shit. Oh, hey, we were those kids. If someone was buying a lot of alcohol in front of us, we wanted to know where that alcohol was going. It's like, hey, you having a little party? What's that address? Oh, is it $2 to get in? Remember those days, Tim? $2, you got the red cup. Don't lose your cup, because if you lost that cup, it cost you another $2.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Oh, the red sippy cups.
Oh, God, the red that and crazy straws.
Yeah.
We used to have the glasses that downtown New Orleans would give out. So as long as we had one of those, you didn't have to pay the $2. But if you didn't bring one of, and it had to be like from one of the bars. And of course, you're all 16 years old, and used to drinking,
I don't think I would have survived. I don't think I would have survived as a teenager in New Orleans. I don't think I would have made it through my 20s.
And the police didn't care. That shit didn't care. They just kind of looked the other way,
Yeah, I'd be that 16-year-old trying to give beads out at Mardi Gras. Get out of here. Get out of here, kid. No, I'm not going nowhere, man. I got a handful of beads. I'm going to have some fun tonight.
It was always easy growing up there because you get the guys up on the balconies and they're always, raising their shirt like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah, see, I don't think I would have survived.
Maybe that one up there, and then all of a sudden you get pelted with beads, and then you pick them up and you run.
And you had that one girl that had all the beads.
Yeah.
Hey, and then you had the proud father when she got home. Oh, you got a lot of beads tonight.
He didn't really care. Because he thought I was in the.
You have a good time.
Thought I wasn't downtown New Orleans. So
I think that for us, I think we had an advantage being raised by the silent generation that had to be, they grew up with that generation before them that were, depression and all this other stuff. So they got a little bit of slack, and I think they couldn't wait to give us, the next generation, some freedom, because I think they were so strict with them growing up and how, think about it. I mean, most of them, you wore dress clothes all day long.
Yeah.
You wore dress clothes. You were dressed all the time. The men were always dressed all the time. Contractors were going to work in suits and then changing at the job site into their work clothes, because that's what a man was supposed to look like when he was walking down the street, was in a 3-piece suit, even though he was going to go build skyscrapers. It's crazy. So I think the silent generation couldn't wait to give Gen X a little bit of freedom. And I think they wanted some peace and quiet themselves. I think they just wanted us out of the house and just go do something. Don't be here. Don't be here. That's all.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that was back when, if you were a kid, you were supposed to only speak when you were spoken to.
Yeah.
At least that's the way I was raised. So it was like, fine, I'm leaving,
Yeah. That's why our word whatever is the greatest word ever invented by Gen X. It's just whatever. Your parents would tell you you're grounded for a week and you just turn around and go, whatever. Just walk away. I think we got raised by the right generation. I think even with music, right, Tim? I mean, your parents were pretty loosey goosey with the music.
No, I mean, my dad was, you could tell he was from a completely different era than myself. I mean, when he would come home and have his 2 gin and tonics after a long day at the office, and then I'd be watching TV at around like 9 o'clock at night, and he'd be like, Timmy, come in here. I want you to hear this. I want you to listen to this song.
I want you to get me another one.
No, he was sauced. So he was good, and he'd be like, I want you to listen to this song. Come in here, sit down, listen to this song, and then he would like play "Caught in a Trap" by Elvis Presley or something. And I'm like, and you had to just do it.
You couldn't walk away.
Tolerate it, and then kind of like white lie your way through it. Like, yeah, it's really
that's great. Song. Yeah. I think, I'm glad that that I was raised by the silent generation. I don't think I would have made it, and I can't remember. I know there's the generation before the silent generation was called something. I just can't remember what their names were, but they lived a hard life. Yeah. And I can understand the way they raised the silent boomers. They were strict, and I think for them being raised that way and into adulthood, and I think that for me, like, hey, get the hell out of here, man. Go do something. Don't be here.
Yeah.
And my next door neighbor, his parents, he wouldn't see them till about 8 o'clock at night. He was home. They were working. Get off work, they would go have drinks or whatever, and they would mosey in back from work at 8 o'clock at night. And his mom would go, "Did you have dinner?" "Yeah, Mom." "What'd you eat?" Tortillas and butter and salt." All right, guys, we are done. We're out of here. We'll see everybody next week. Everyone out there, if there is a vape shop owner that that would like to be on the show to talk about some of the things that they're going through in their community, we'd love to hear from them. I think they just, like I said earlier in the show, I believe that they should have a voice, and I think they're ready to share those concerns that they're having, and let the community understand how they're dealing with the legislation that keeps changing constantly, and trying to keep their doors open, whether it's, no flavors. It blows me away. You have this vape shop, and at one point in time, you had rows and rows of flavors. You had all this e-liquid there. You had all these devices on the counter, and now you have menthol and tobacco. If you're allowed menthol. I'm sorry. If you're allowed menthol. All right, guys, this time, look into the camera and say goodbye.
Guys, thank you, guys.
See everybody next Monday. Good seeing everybody in chat. Thank you, everybody in chat. Janine, it's good seeing you. Janine, tight dress. What is it?
Too tight dress. Too tight dress.
Too tight dress.
Too tight dress.